Everyone's leaving Michigan. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. According to the interwebs, more people are actually leaving the state of Michigan than moving to Michigan every year. I find that kind of hard to believe. I help a lot of people move here, but where are they all going? Well, if you've ever asked yourself that question, you, my friend, are about to find out. In this video, I'm going to break down the top 10 places people are moving to from the state of Michigan and how much it'll cost for you to live there if you want to. I think you're going to be shocked by the number one place on this list. No, it's not Canada. I know everybody from Michigan is just going to move to Canada if blank happens. This is not The Handmaid's Tale. You don't just get to go to Canada just because you feel like it. Like, you can go to Canada just because. But I don't think they're just going to let you in to live there forever. They're not going to just be like, come on over to Canada and stay here. Jumping right into this list, the number 10 place is Virginia. Last year, 6,012 people moved to Virginia from Michigan. The average home in Virginia will set you back $329,000. And if you just stay here in Michigan, the average home is $207,000. Is that right? Well, I guess it depends on where you're at in Michigan. It's more expensive to live in Virginia and you still want to move there? What's the draw to Virginia? If you know, let me know, please. I would love to know all about Virginia. Number 9 on our list is North Carolina. Last year, 6,302 Michiganders made the move to North Carolina. It's warmer there. I know it's warmer there. I think everywhere is warmer than Michigan. So, it's more expensive than Michigan and has a lower average income. It's gotta be the weather. The people must move there for the weather. Again, if you know about any of these, let me know. Number 8 on our list is California. Of course, it's California. I feel like California should be number 1, and it probably would be number 1 if it wasn't so expensive to live there. Last year, 6,406 Michiganders made the move from Michigan to California. You know how many people moved from California to Michigan? 15,872. So there's more people moving here from California than to California. I actually made a video all about that. The average home in California will set you back $664,000, which is bananas. That's more than triple the Michigan average. It should just be the other way around, people. So you can just keep moving from California to Michigan. If you live in California right now and you want to make a move here, reach out. I'm your guy. I'm a full-time real estate agent. I help lots of people do that. All my contact information is below. All right, number 7 on our list is Tennessee. Remember that little pickup line? Because you're the only 10 I see? Just stop, because I'm like the cheesiest guy you will ever meet. I'm like dad jokes for life. Last year, 6,548 Michiganders made the move to Tennessee. But last year, a little over 4,000 people from Tennessee moved to Michigan, probably because it's warm again, like they don't like. Who wants to move from here to there? Lots, but like from there to here, not so much. It's just a smidge more expensive to live there than Michigan. $231,000 is the average home price, so not a lot more expensive. And it's probably way nicer, man. Not really doing a good job of selling Michigan here, am I? Actually Googled the best thing about Tennessee. You know what came up? Sweet tea came up. That was the number 1 thing. I think that it would be the weather, but it was sweet tea. People like, I love the sweet tea. We have sweet tea here in Michigan. You can find it all around the mitten. Sweet tea, hot tea, cold tea, all the teas. Number 6 on our list is Arizona. Last year, 7,900 people made the move from Michigan to Arizona. Wonder why that could be. Again, probably the heat. Keep talking about how cold it is here in Michigan, because it is. The average price of a home in Arizona is $349,000. And every one of the people who buy those homes, they love it because they like feeling like they're walking around on the surface of the sun all the time. It's like a good feeling for them. They're like, oh, I'm gonna kick off my sandals and just walk around on the pavement. Gross. Throw some burger patties out there. It's hot, but it's dry heat. See, it's hot no matter what. I guess that's better than wet heat. That's disgusting. Wet heat is the worst. Have you ever been to New Orleans in the summer? Let me know how that went. I would love to hear about it. I love hearing about these stories. In the comment section goes crazy for these things. Number 5 on our list is Indiana. Last year, 8,500 Michiganders made the trek all the way to Indiana. But on the flip side, from Indiana to Michigan, we've got 11,056. So more people are moving here because we're like, yeah, now this is my mitten high five. Homes in Indiana will set you back about $186,000. So it's kind of cheap to live there, especially compared to Michigan, but your paycheck's probably going to be a little bit lower because that's how the world works. Number 4 on our list is Illinois. From Michigan to Illinois, we've got 10,396. And then from Illinois to Michigan, we've also got about 10,177. So it's like just about equal, just about. We're like even almost because it's a very short, very easy move to make from Michigan or back and forth. A lot of people are probably moving just to be closer to Chicago because Chicago is awesome. Love Chicago. It's one of my favorite places. If you live there and you want to move here, let me know. I'll help you. The average house in Illinois will set you back about $234,000. So, kind of on par with Michigan. But if you want to get closer to Chicago, that number jumps up. It jumps up closer to $300,000. But that makes sense. Anytime you're going to be closer to a big city, that's nice. It's more expensive to live there. Just like if you want to get closer to Detroit. If you actually get close to Detroit, like the city of Detroit, downtown Detroit gets crazy expensive. Outskirts, not so much. You can get a pretty cheap house in the outskirts, but downtown, it's where people get down. Number 3 on our list is Texas. Don't mess with Texas. I mean, you can move there. Don't mess with it. You shouldn't mess with any state, any collective group of humans. Seems like a bad thing to mess with, especially when they've got a lot of guns. Last year, about 11,000 people from Michigan moved to Texas. It's a big state, so just go wherever you want. And then last year, from Texas to Michigan, a little over 8,000, which is actually a surprise. Like a lot of people moving here from Texas. What? Like we're polar opposites. If you live anywhere in Texas and want to make the move here, if you're one of those 8,000 plus people, let me know. Reach out. I'll help you. The average home in Texas will set you back about $243,000. But remember, Texas is massive. Crazy big. It's 268,000 square feet of space. Michigan's only 96,000 and some change. You can fit like 3 Michigans into one Texas. If you want to live in Texas, the price all really depends on where you want to live in the state. If you want to live in Dallas, the average house will set you back about $259,000. Houston drops down to about $220,000, and Austin is like $551,000. But Austin's the place to be, though. All right, so the runner-up, number 2 place to move from Michigan is Ohio. Freaking Ohio. Seems like the laziest move. It's like right there, it's like you trip, you fall out of Michigan, boom, you're in Ohio. 14,000 people, a little bit more than that, moved from Michigan to Ohio last year. Then from Ohio to Michigan, a little over 12,000. Like, why do people move from Michigan to Ohio? Is it to be closer to Cedar Point? Is that the reason? I would move there to be closer to the roller coasters. The average home in Ohio will set you back about $180,000. So, you will save some money by moving to Ohio. But is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Let me work it in reverse. All right, so the number 1 place that people are moving to from Michigan is Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Where did you think it was going to be? It's always Florida. It's Michigan's lower peninsula. Last year, over 21,000 people made the move from Michigan to Florida, decided they were going to be full-time snowbirds. And about 10,000 people made the move from Florida to Michigan. They made that reverse snowbird trek, man. They've got Disney World, they've got SeaWorld, they've got water parks, swamps, beaches. I actually made a video all about all of the reasons why you should not move to Florida from Michigan, and you should check it out. And I'll see you there.